నేను మాట్లాడేది
ఇంకా కొంచెం గట్టిగా.
ఇంకా గట్టిగా. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి సార్, నేను మ్యూజిక్ ప్లే చేస్తున్నాను.
ఏమండి?
ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుందా సార్?
వినిపిస్తుంది కానీ వాయిస్ ఆడియన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ అదర్ దాన్ ఇండియా ఆల్సో. On behalf of the Drugs Control Officers India Welfare Association and Pallavi Memorial Trust, Hyderabad, I extend a warm welcome to you all. As a part of expansion of activities under the Drugs Control Officers Welfare Association, DCOIWA, we are pleased to announce the formation of the DCOIWA Webinar Committee. The committee will be chaired by Mr. Paramanand Verma from Chhattisgarh. Sir, can you raise your hand? Dr. Paramanand Verma. Pranath, you highlight Dr. Paramanand Verma. Pranath, you unmute.
I did highlight him.
Dr. Paramanand Verma. Yes. And Dr. Krishna Kumar, Drug Control Officer from Delhi as a co-chairman. Dr. Krishna Kumar, please.
I'm here.
And coordinated by Mr. Dinesh Bhusani from Telangana. And myself, G. Koteshwara, as a Chief Advisor, and the other advisory board includes Dr. A. Ramkishan, Deputy Drug Controller from CDSCO. Dr. Ramkishan, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Sri Manmohan Taneja Ji, Drug Controller from Haryana. Taneja, sir. Is there in the group?
Yeah, he is on the screen.
Okay. The committee has decided to host webinars every fortnight, focusing on various subjects in the pharmaceutical field. The first webinar is a tribute to the late Srimati Pallavi Koteshwar Rao, the then Deputy Drug Controller from Telangana. It is titled Pallavi Memorial Webinar on 3D Printing Technology in the Pharmaceutical Industry. The topic is especially significant as 3D printing is relatively new to many in India. We are grateful to our keynote speakers, Dr. Prakash Katakam, CEO, 3D Flying Incorporation, Hyderabad, and Dr. Pranath Kumar, Aerospace Engineering Expert, University of Sapienza, Rome, Italy. Our target audience includes drug regulators, industry professionals, R&D scientists, laboratory personnel, teaching faculty, and pharmacy students. Why 3D printing matters in pharmaceuticals? The 3D printing is no longer a futuristic concept. It is reshaping pharmaceutical manufacturing, personalized medicine, and patient care. The groundbreaking technology enables the creation of customized therapies, improves efficiency, and enhances precision in drug production. It opens doors for designing patient-specific dosage forms, developing complex drug delivery systems, making therapies more accessible and effective. While challenges such as regulatory hurdles and scalability exist, the opportunities far outweigh them. Imagine a world where a patient's unique genetic profile guides the printing of a tailor-made pill, or where complex biologics can be produced at the push of a button. The US FDA has made advancements in approving drugs using 3D printing technology. The first major milestone was the approval of Spritam levetiracetam in 2015, a seizure medication developed by Aprecia Pharmaceuticals using their zip dose technology. This method uses 3D printing to produce high porous tablets that dissolve rapidly in the mouth, addressing challenges in administering high dosages of medication effectively. 3D printing in pharmaceuticals offers several benefits, including customization of dosages, rapid disintegration, and taste masking, etc. Aprecia the zip dose technology allows for high drug loads in a single dose up to 1000 mg and enables combinations of multiple active pharmaceutical ingredients into one tablet. This innovation has opened pathways for complex drug delivery such as modified or control release profiles and site-specific drug delivery within the gastrointestinal tract. The FDA continues to support 3D printing research and its applications, providing regulatory frameworks for both drug and device development. This includes their emerging technology program, which assists manufacturers in adopting innovative methods like additive manufacturing for pharmaceuticals. We look forward to hear from our keynote speaker, Dr. Prakash Katakam, whose innovative work has inspired many in this field. His insights on the practical applications and future potential of 3D printing in pharmaceutical promise to be enlightening. I encourage all participants to engage actively, ask questions, and think about how can you contribute to this transformative field. Together, let us explore the exciting frontiers of pharmaceutical innovation. One request to the audience, if any queries are there, kindly post in the chat box and we will extract them and we will answer later. And since this Zoom meeting is restricted to 300 members only, parallelly we are giving telecasting in YouTube live link also, and kindly go through that. Thank you and Jai Hind. Now may I request Sri Dr. A. Ramkishan sir to speak for 2 minutes, who is the advisor of webinar committee.
Sir, good morning to all and good evening to all my fellow delegates across the globe. And I would like to thank Koteshwara ji for inviting me here to share some of my thoughts with respect to this today's important international webinar. Sir, I would like to really congratulate you on behalf of this DCOIWA and the late Pallavi Madam. Best wishes to all of them, all regulators, academia, industry people. You have selected a nice two speakers for today's webinar, Dr. Pranath and Dr. Katakam ji. And these are the two guys and having expertise with respect to 3D printing technologies. And everyone knows, my dear friends, I don't want to hammer you, but only 2 minutes allowed. So I will just give the brief information and importance of the 3D printing. And we have published one international book chapter with respect to this 3D printing technology in chapter number 12, 211 page, because Dr. Katkam sir will give the information with regard to our publication along with Rajeshwari madam. And sir, we are putting efforts and we are going to have a lot of important scientific journals in future, sir. And second, every fortnight we are going to have the important international webinars like this in order to sensitize all our young professionals, academia and industry people with respect to regulations. Also in 2015, US FDA took the initiative with regard to approval of important product like levetiracetam, important molecule for the treatment of absence seizures and petit mal seizures, everyone knows. But yes, the 3D technology is going to play very, very significant role with respect to optimization and cost effective and multiple distinct advantages we are going to have, because everyone is having some idea, but not much, because this is one of the important topic. So accordingly, Dr. Koteshwara ji is selected this important topic to create the awareness among the all young professionals, particularly the pharma people, budding pharmacists, and also useful to the regulators and also academia people. So this is one of the important platform. I wish you all the best. And this 3D technology also taking lead in medical devices technology, sir. In Visakhapatnam, 17 people came from different people, because Pranath knows very well from Italy. One person came from Italy to start his pacemakers manufacturing activities and using some cranioplasty material using this 3D printing technology. So huge potential in near future. So wish you all the best. I will not take much time, sir. Congratulations. And this seminar will really boost towards different dimension for the benefit of all startup companies and also industry people. And academy also can educate and impart high quality education to the students. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. And we are all with you. And as advisor, I'm thankful to Koteshwaraji for keeping in this important scientific forum. And Paramanandaji and Krishna Kumar, these are the two guys, chairman and co-chairman. They are very active. And definitely they are going to explore in near future for the betterment of globe with respect to educating high quality education as far as the pharmaceutical sector is concerned. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And may I request Sri Manmohan Tanejaji, one of the advisor, drug controller from Haryana, to give his opening comments, please. He is the advisor of DCOIWA webinar committee. Taneja, sir.
Good morning to all, and good evening to my friends which are across the globe. And I really appreciate DCIOIWA and Palvi Memorial Trust for its great initiative. It will be benefited all stakeholders in, that is students, industry, regulators, academia. And I am also thankful to DCOIWA for having me as advisor of its webinar committee. And as everybody know, it's a very important topic, and Dr. Prakash and Dr. Parnat are the best person to teach us on this. And training is very important for even academia and regulators. Important skills and knowledge, career advancements also. And I'm not taking much time. I wish you all the best, and also thankful to Dr. Koteshwar Rao, who has started this great initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. This webinar will be for maximum 90 minutes only. We don't want to waste a single second also. Now directly we are going to present the keynote speaker address. Before that, I request the chairman, Sri Dr. Parmanand Verma, to introduce the speaker, Sri Prakash Katakam, keynote speaker. Over to Dr. Parmanand Verma.
Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir. First of all, I am thankful to Honorable President Sri Koteshwar Rao, sir, for keeping me in this forum. Thank you, sir. A very good morning to all respected dignitaries, speakers, and learned audience across the globe. As you know, we have two eminent speakers today in this webinar. I am delighted to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Prakash Katakam, sir. Dr. Prakash Katakam, sir, is a distinguished academician, scientist, and administrator with a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences and over 28 years of vast experience in research, training, and administration. He is currently the professor and principal at Indira College of Pharmacy, Nanded, Maharashtra, and the founder and CEO of 3D Inc. Hyderabad. His pioneering work in 3D printing technology for drug delivery and pharmaceutical product development has earned him numerous accolades, including national awards from IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay. With over 150 publications and 12 Indian patents, Dr. Katakam has guided 15 PhD scholars and 19 master's students. His innovations include indigenous 3D printers for customized medicine, starch tartrate formulations, and pulmonary vaccine delivery systems. He has collaborated with institutions like IITs, Berlin, Packaging AG, and DFE Pharma GmbH, and received international exposure at Belgrade University and University of Xavier. Dr. Katakam is a life member of several professional organizations such as IPA, APTI, and ABAP. His research expertise spans nanoparticles, complex generics, and AI applications in pharmaceuticals. Recognized for his exceptional communication, organizational skills, and team spirit, He continues to contribute to cutting-edge pharmaceutical advancements. With these words, I welcome Dr. Prakash sir to give his lecture, please. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Verma, and over to Dr. Prakash Katakam.
Good morning to you all. First of all, I thank the President, Kodeshwar sir, and my mentor, Ramkishan sir, and other
Sound,
dignitaries.
please. Sound, please.
I thank the dignitaries, all dignitaries, especially organizer Kodeshwar sir, and my mentor, Ramkishan sir. And good morning to you all. I will directly go to the presentation. So today we start with what is 3D printing, how it influenced the world, entire world, and various technologies, and what are the various opportunities and applications of 3D printing technology in pharmaceutics, especially pharmaceutical industry and other pharmaceutical sciences and academia as well as research. So as you are aware that we all know what is 2D printing, just printing on a paper. Assume that one paper is placed on another paper and similarly it will build a bunch like thing, then it will become a 3D object. That means I'll show you a small video which will help you to understand what is the concept of 3D. Here you can see one 3D printing machine which is printing 3D printing of theophylline tablet. The printing is started. So material is coming from a nozzle. It is started printing layer by layer. The printing is completed. So this is what has been done by the first time in 2014 um, by a researcher in the UK. Now in our laboratory, we also have done the similar kind of work using this basic machine imported from China. So here we prepared ibuprofen tablets. Right? So if you could have watched the video, you could have understood that some material is coming and depositing from the from the base to form a object. Let us think in this direction. Assume that how 3D printing process goes on. So first we have to design a. Suppose we want to print this particular cup. We have to design a 3D model using CAD software. There are so many software available in the web in the market, free also. So many several free are available. Then after designing a CAD model, we will convert it into it is saved as a .stl file. We call it as the stl file. Then this stl file is imported to a slicing software. The slicing software means it will decide how many layers you have to put. Assume that this cup height is 10 centimeter. How many layers of material you want to put to make a 10 centimeter height cup? That will be decided as well as speed of the machine, and around 100 parameters are there. All those will be decided by the slicing software. After that, that file is converted into a G code. That G code will look like this. Then it will be transferred to a printer, 3D printer, and the printer will print like the one tablet you have seen in the earlier video. So here in the screen you can see a 3D object that is printed from the design to physical object. Now the question is, while there are so many conventional technologies that are available to make this kind of cup, why we need 3D printing technology? Just think that the same cup, a metal cup, is printed as well as it is manufactured using conventional technologies like molding or CNC or whatever. The advantage of 3D printing technology is that, suppose if the cup weight is around 1 kilogram, if you can convert into half a kilogram without changing the physical strength as well as the shape and height, whatever. So it is only possible through 3D printing, because how it is possible means, suppose in this cup it has a thickness, certain thickness wall, so we can incorporate a complex structure inside, like hollow structure inside the cup wall, so that we can reduce the weight and improve the strength. Already in the aerospace industry, the weight of Airbus has been reduced to reduced to 60% from 100% by doing this kind of challenges using 3D printing technology. Now Airbus industry has an array of 3D printers that keep on printing every day. A farm, it's called a 3D printing farm. So in the 3D printing, in their 3D printing farms, they print all the intricate designs and complex designs of various spare parts, including engines. Rocket engines are also manufactured using 3D printing. This is only possible by 3D printing. Those things which are impossible with the conventional manufacturing can be manufactured using 3D printing. So 3D printing is also called additive manufacturing. That means in the video you saw that the material is deposited. So the material is deposited, so it is adding the material. That's why we call it as additive manufacturing. The opposite one is subtractive manufacturing, which all we know already. That is sculpting or removing material from the stone to make a sculpture. There are several techniques as per American Society of Testing of Materials. We have around 8 technologies are available. Of them, very 3 technologies are very popular in pharmacy. I would like to show you in the form of video rather than explain the figure, which is very difficult to understand. So, for example, stereolithography. It is the first technology. So FabRx is the first group in the world to start the 3D printing technology applications in pharmacy. Here what happens is the 3D printing machine. In the bowl, they put the resin. This particular resin, when it is exposed to UV light at 405 nanometers or laser light, it will get solidified. So what happens here? Layer by layer solidification, exposure and solidification will take place. How? So the laser is falling on the particular layer in a certain pattern. So each time a laser is falling, the material is the platform is immersed in the liquid, and it is taking a layer of liquid, and the liquid is exposed to the laser or UV light. So after completion, so here the platform is inverse. You could see the tablets that are made. So these are solid tablets made from the liquid resin. So this technology is called stereolithography technology. There is another technology called selective laser sintering. Here, instead of resin liquid, we use a powder bed. So this powder bed contains the drug as well as necessary excipients like disintegrants. Here what happens? Each layer is poured or spreaded onto a platform, and it is exposed to the laser light. The laser light will sinter the material. Again, a second layer of material is poured. Again, laser is impinged at a certain pattern. Like this, the cycle will repeat until the tablet shape is formed. Thereafter, they remove the extra surrounding powder and sieve it. After sieving, you will find the formed sintered tablets of various shapes and sizes. So, as sir told that why it is required in pharmacy is because there are one reason why Aprecia Pharmaceuticals has become a successful candidate to get the first permission from the Foods and Drugs Administration of USA. Now this is in the market. The tablet name is levetiracetam. You see why it is so popular in the market. The disintegration time is just 2 to 3 seconds. You can observe again. While the conventionally manufactured on the right side, you can see the conventionally manufactured fast disintegrating tablet would take around more than 20 seconds or 30 seconds. So this is the beauty of 3D printing. So this has been manufactured using binder jetting technology, where I have shown that laser is there. In the place of laser, the powder is sprayed using a binder solution layer by layer to form this particular tablet. So this is the first product in the market using 3D printing technology. Now coming to materials, there is a vast spectrum of materials. Any material that is available in the nature or manufactured synthetically can be used using 3D printing technology, but technology will vary. Now coming to the directly applications of 3D printing in general medicine, with specific to pharmacy, I will explain in the next slide. So 3D printing can be used to make disease models. So bioprinting, for that purpose, bioprinting is used, and then also you can print a bioprinted tissue like skin or ears or heart in the future. It's not possible now. It's still in the R&D, and but prosthetics is very popular and become commercial nowadays. So earlier people used to wear Jaipur prosthetics, but that is not needed now. Jaipur prosthetics are generic prosthetics. The patient will, the user will face a lot of problems in associated to ergonomics and fixing of the prosthetic to the leg. So whereas using this particular 3D printing technology, they will take the scan of the MRI scan of the amputated leg, then they will make the exact shape and fit for the patient. And when coming to dental, it is already well established in the dental sciences and orthopedics to make aligners, scaffolds, bone replacements, implants, and so on and so forth. And certain surgical tools can be newly developed using 3D printing technology. When it comes to pharmaceutical sciences, let's go through the next slide. One of the interesting applications of 3D printing in medicine is surgical planning. Suppose a surgeon wants to do brain surgery for a cancer patient, which is very challenging task. He cannot just open and just do the things. The patient may die, or the experiment or the surgery may go wrong. In that case, what you can do is we will take the scan of the patient and we will convert the MRI scan into a 3D object. That's what you have seen in the first slide of the cup shape, right? In the same way, the brain is designed, entire brain is designed for the, especially for the patient, is entirely designed into a 3D object, then it is converted into slicing software, then printed, and that printed, suppose this is a printed one organ, so this printed organ can be sliced and checked before going, how to operate it, before going for the actual surgery. Similar way, this slide has been just mentioned because as per the class 3 devices and class 2, several class 2 devices, medical devices are being manufactured using 3D printing technology. There is a concept called 3D bioprinting, where 3D printing just involves inanimate objects, or we can say we use non-living polymers and metals and so on and so forth. But bioprinting means the printing is done using live cells. So what we do is, suppose we want to print a organ, we take an image here uh, and convert into a CAD organ image. Then a bio ink is manufactured using several growth factors and stem cells and certain gels and other important materials. Then using several technologies, 3D printing technologies, we use the bioprinting. The outcome is we can application is that we can use it in regenerative medicine for organ transplant and tissue repair, and then drug discovery, where we can use organ models, ex vivo models or organ models for testing the new drug that's going to come in the market. Then also it in the food industry, you can see that recently in the Israeli scientists, they developed a machine of making a tikka kind of thing, meat tikka. You can just opt for how much fat you want, how much protein you want. It is totally customized, so every customer will have his own shape and size and taste based on the preferences using 3D printing technology. You can see this artificial skin using 3D bioprinting has been prepared here. Some cartilage has been done, and these tracheal parts have been manufactured using 3D printing. Now, coming to the most important slide of this session is applications of 3D printing in pharmaceutical sciences, especially industry as well as in other areas. So, as you know, that mass production of pharmaceuticals, you have seen a classical example of levetiracetam, it is already there in the market. Then going for mass personalization, which is also possible. For example, or it is also called on-demand personalization, where a specific patient may need certain requirements. For example, a child who is taking same levetiracetam every day would not love to take it. There are two reasons. One is that due to adverse reactions, and the second one is patient adherence, because it doesn't like the taste, boring taking every day. These are the challenges for patient adherence. And similarly for geriatric patients cannot remember and take all the tablets and different dosage forms, which are also difficult to swallow. So these challenges can be addressed using 3D printing by delivering a drug in the form of a different shape, size, flavors, and so on and so forth. I want to show you a small interesting video how the future is going to change the world. In this lab, you can see several 3D printing machines. So using the 3D printer, you can change the shape, size, and all, and you can print whatever number of the tablets you want or formulations you want. It's a case study. So you can personalize the medicine of different for different sizes. You need not cut the tablet, because 3D printing can deliver exact dose of personalization and polypill containing all drugs in one tablet. So this picture shows several shapes: flower shape, chocolate flavor, or lemon flavor, or strawberry flavor. So different shape, different size, but it is all these will contain only one particular drug of a dose. So patient has the choice of taking, for example, strawberry on the Monday, and next day you can go for chocolate and different size and shape or whatever he likes. Now, a small kid like him cannot love to take, but he loves to take this candy kind of tablets. So what he does is he doesn't love to take the medication, even syrups. So he has gone to the printer and selected a shape He selected a particular shape, and flavor, I think. Just check it. Let us check it. So yeah, he loved this octopus shape, so he's very happy. So how to make the patient more adhere to the therapy and how to make them more happy while taking the medication is done only through 3D printing technology. So coming to compounding, all we know that compounding is already in place, even in the USA and Western countries, where manual compounding is going on. But using 3D printing, we can specifically deliver a particular uh, dose for a period of time. For example, 15 days or 20 days or 30 days. Assume that a cancer patient, a generic compound or a generic drug will have a dose of 500 mg, but as per his physiological conditions and other liver tests based on the liver and the diagnostic tests, he requires maybe 425 milligram, and remaining 75 is extra for his body. So that will result in the ADRs as well as other toxic effects. So we can solve this problem by delivering exactly the 425 mg for a certain period of time. Coming to immediate application of 3D printing, other than manufacturing, immediate application of 3D printing could be possible. Drug regulatory authorities should think over it, how it can be developed. It will reduce the cost drastically, maybe 1/10. So how it is possible? Suppose during clinical trials, the number of patients for example, phase one clinical trials, the number of patients are very few. So uh, but the company has to manufacture so many tablets, maybe 1 lakh tablets. After giving 100 or 200 or 1000 tablets to the patient, remaining tablets will be wasted. And the time taken for the developing the formulation for clinical trial purposes is also a time consuming and costing problem and economic problem. So a lot of manpower is required, time is required, money is required to solve this issue. So if you can use a 3D printer instead of regular manufacturing, we can deliver just, if you want 100 tablets, we can give only 100 tablets for the first phase of clinical trials, or you want 1000 tablets, you can give only 1000 tablets. So the technology will help us to increase the sustainability by reducing the wastage that is existing using existing technologies. Similarly, pre-formulation during the formulation development studies, we can do prototyping using 3D printing technology. So while instead of doing hundreds of formulations of trials and errors in the laboratory of FR&D, we can reduce the time and all by using 3D printing technology, so that initially you will get an idea that how this particular drug is converted, can be converted into a particular tablet using which excipients and all. All these studies can be done very easily and within less time. Also, in preclinical studies, we can give 1 mm tablet, 2 mm tablets are possible using 3D printing, which will have accurate doses. And the promising future applications are during space missions. Instead of carrying so many dosage forms, drugs, injections, and so on and so forth, we can just carry a few whatever drugs that are essential drugs, pure drugs, along with certain important excipients on one 3D printer or two 3D printers. That will help us to prepare a particular dose or one tablet only, or you want a small patch if you are got an injury. So all this can be done on a customized basis for a particular patient in the space, astronaut in the space, as well as in the emergency care and disaster areas, like for example, war fields or any earthquake affected areas where the carrying of the medications are not so easy. It is impossible sometimes. You cannot carry medications even by air route or road or whatever route of transport. You cannot. But if you have a printer with the army or with the emergency team, they can manufacture on the spot. There is lastly, another interesting advantage of 3D printing in pharmaceutical industry is there are certain rare diseases where the number of patients are very few. For example, throughout India, there are only 10,000 patients, and if you manufacture a particular drug for them in Hyderabad and deliver to various locations where the patients are staying, is a most challenging task when regarding transport and other logistics. And moreover, company cannot just manufacture say 1 lakh tablets or 2 lakh tablets. It is not viable economically. But it is more economical in the case if you have several centers in several cities containing 3D printers in the pharmacy, where the patient in around, say in Hyderabad we have 50 patients. 50 patients can go to NIMS or some hospital and collect the medicine very easily. So this is how we can solve several challenges which are impossible to solve using conventional way of delivering the medicines. So the benefits of using 3D printing here is increasing of solubility. You can accuracy is highly repeated. You can set the dose, exact dose, and the unique dosage forms on demand. As I said, the child case and faster clinical trials. You can also give micro dosing, and it is a non-contact process. You can see here a prescription is generated in the hospital. Typically, maybe after coming 5 years, you can find that after diagnosis, the digital prescription will go to the pharmacy, where a clinical pharmacist will evaluate the prescription given by the physician using artificial intelligence, having the patient data available. For example, patient preferences, where suppose Prakash wants chocolate flavor, so it is already fed in the computer. So before the time I go to the pharmacy, I will find that my 3D printed formulations as a specific containing specific dose, specific flavor, specific dosage form, like oral disposable film or tablet or whatever it is. This is the future of personalization of medicine in the hospitals. So here one research has been conducted in pediatric hydrocortisone therapy using the technology, that is semi-solid extrusion technology, that what we have developed. Conventional medicine using humans will cause dosing errors, bitter taste, and manual compounding, whereas semi-solid extrusion will give accurate dosing. It is child-friendly by making this kind of formulations, and semi-automatic compounding. Recently, I found one company, GetNourish.com. They are already in the market. What they are doing, interestingly, is they are into nutraceuticals. This is one of the areas where we are also working on. We are focusing to open up a setup like this. So in this, they have a 3D printing setup. So based on the patient requirements, suppose a patient wants only vitamin C, he wants only vitamin K and vitamin D, and not unlike conventional tablets that contain a list of vitamins A, B, C, D, whatever. Not like that. So this is customization of even nutraceuticals. Based on that, they will just print in the layers. So this particular candy contains several layers, each containing particular nutraceutical. And you know the price of it. It is just $69 for 10 tablets, 10 such jellies. Here there are a lot of work has been done so far. 3D printing has become, research has become ocean, or even in pharmaceuticals. Coming to the market, it is in 21, it is $72 billion now, growing at the rate of 15%. This is our laboratory in the college. We use three technologies: fusion deposition modeling. The first video we have seen that, powder bed binding jetting, and semi-solid extrusion. I will show you some examples. Recently, we got Best Indigenous Award, 3D printer award. We manufactured one 3D printer called semi-solid extruder that will help us to manufacture various pharmaceutical dosage forms. We have been awarded by IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay. This is our first product using FDM machine. These are certain scaffolds we prepared using FDM machine. We prepared porous capsules, spheres, microspheres, hexagonal tablets, and different shapes, mini spheres. We are associated with Kamyan Institute of Dental Sciences, where we manufactured this bone scaffolds, bone parts that are printed. These are orthopedic implants containing a polymer. This is manufactured using a polymer containing an antibiotic. which will help us to reduce the load of antibiotic by giving orally. So this is one interesting tablet in the bottom. It's a very big tablet. We manufactured using powder bed binder jetting technology. It contains a layer of powder and a layer of binder solution, so that it looks like a tablet, which has more porous in nature. So this contained anti-TB drugs, combined anti-TB drugs. So the patient just has to take the tablet in the glass of water in the morning and just drink it. It's so user friendly, patient friendly, I think. These are various dosage forms. Uh, the machine what we developed, which is semi-solid extrusion technology. So we made tablets, polo, different shapes, of course, and we made microspheres. We made patches, orodispersible patches, transdermal patches, and jelly kind of things, and candies. This is first of our work. We manufactured 3D printed polyherbal antimicrobial discs. It is under process for publication. The left side one is the academic model we manufacture. The right side one is industry model of the same machine. The capabilities of our technology is in engineering, we can work on ceramic, cement, conductive materials, and PCBs. In biomedical, we can use it for tissue culture, but it is limited because of certain specifications. But in pharmacy, we can do manufacture tablets, jellies, gummies, films, microspheres, implants, and so on to explore. But the challenges still exist now. The polymer excipient research is a great challenge and more promising for the pharmaceutical scientists, even for industry. And optimization of 3DP manufacturing process is a critical step because using this small machine you cannot manufacture. So converting into a large scale unit is a great challenge for the manufacturers. Definitely, we are there to help them how to go ahead while fabricating any machinery or whatever. Then clinical studies are to be conducted for manufactured processes. And also there we are working with regulatory people how our the personalized medication using 3D printing can be taken to the market. This is a first book in the world, which we published, handbook of 3D printing in pharmaceutics specifically. So I am the first editor, and Dr. Ramkishan sir is one of the authors in this book. This is another first of its kind paper in the world that 3D printing applications, personalized medicine in the space explorations, which has been recently published. This is our first publication in 2014. This again, it is the first paper from India, from a pharmacy people group. These are some things. Also, we have worked regarding 3D printing in Belgrade University. This is our team. Thank you so much. Just wait, sir. I would like to show you one small video. Last 2 minutes. So this video will show you how we manufacture using this, how we design this one, and how this machine is helpful to do various dosage forms. So we started printing a tablet. This is one formulation. This is a jelly formulation containing the drug. This is a gummy. We prepared also microspheres. We found that these microspheres are so accurate, which is very much helpful in the bulk manufacturing also. These are orodispersible patches. It's a tablet of heart shape. This is a bilayered film. It's another tablet. Thank you, sir. Over to Koteswar, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prakash ji. And I feel this is the first in its kind on this subject delivering a webinar. And I hope the audience are well reached. For any other information or you require any further this one, kindly message in the chat box, or you can send a WhatsApp message at 81-212-96397. I repeat, 81-212-96397. And before going to next speaker, Dr. Pranath Kumar, may I request Mr. Krishna Kumar, Drug Inspector from Delhi, to give the second speaker introduction, please. Over to Mr. Krishna Kumar.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all being here with us today. We are excited to continue our discussion and dive deeper into the topic. And I'm thrilled to announce and introduce to you and another speaker who is none other than Dr. Prashant Kumar Gorishetty.
Pranath Kumar.
Yes, sir. Pranath. Yes, sir. Pranath Kumar Gorishetty. He is a distinguished national doctoral candidate who focused on developing defense strategies to address the natural disasters. He works closely with the Italian government on said initiatives. Currently, he is a visiting scholar at Rice University in Texas, USA, where he advances both his academic and practical contributions to the field. And Mr. Gorishetty holds a master's degree in space engineering from Spezia University of Rome, which is located in Italy. His research and spans cutting edge areas such as additive manufacturing, which is 3D printing, vibration control, and damping technologies, with a primarily focus on enhancing resilience, safety in disaster-prone regions. His work effectively combines academic research with practical government strategies, making significant contributions to the global dialogue on disaster preparedness and mitigation. He also utilizes advanced 3D printing technologies for rapid prototyping and real-time testing of innovative solutions. And thank you. And I welcome Dr. Pranath Kumar Gorishetty to speak on his lecture. Over to Dr. Gorishetty, sir, and please continue your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Krishna Kumar, sir. Thank you, chairmen, co-chairmen, and president. And also, I thank Dr. Prakash Katakam for his excellent speech. I hope you all can see my screen. The present presentation will just be a supplementary presentation for Dr. Prakash Katakam's presentation. So as Dr. Prakash was saying additive manufacturing, also commonly known as 3D printing and rapid prototyping, in the academic as well as industry, is basically a layer by layer approach where you're continuously adding material to the substrate so that you can come up with complex 3D parts. Here are some examples of 3D printing. We can see on the left, we can see a bowl being manufactured using polymers. In the middle, we can see a ceramic wire being printed in the air using 3D printing, as well as on the right, we can see uh, brain implants being produced using 3D printing using soft materials that are biocompatible. There are different materials that are used in the 3D printing. Most of them used for rapid prototyping are polymers that are used both in academia as well as industry, also for research purposes to make the prototypes as well as test them. Then we have metals. Metals are printed mostly using metal powders, and then complex geometries are bound together using high energy lasers. Then we have ceramics, which are also used in dental implants that are printed using layer by layer approach. Then we have carbon fibers that are used in both prosthetics. Then biomaterials, here we can see a soft robot that has been used to print some of the biomaterial on an organ to treat a specific disease in University of South Wales in Australia. And then we have shape memory alloys that are used in stents that are to treat the blockages in the walls of the heart. So we have a lot of industrial applications for the 3D printing. The major one being aerospace. So we can practically reduce the weight of the parts, because generally when we are using conventional approaches to bind two different parts, we need complex joining methods such as bolts or welding and other stuff. But here we can see we can print an entire engine out of a single 3D printing process. This was developed in India by Skyroot. It is a cryogenic engine. It was 3D printed. The same 3D printing technologies are also used in automotive industries. Engines are being 3D printed as whole part out of metal. Then we have frames that are used for prototyping using 3D printing. Then these 3D printed frames are used for performance testing. In the healthcare, the healthcare is where there are a lot of possibilities depending on how we are employing these 3D printing technologies to treat or diagnose or also intervene surgically to improve the health of the patients. Some of them are prosthetics or anatomical models that are used for surgery planning, or we can have a 3D printed organ using stem cells and tissue engineering, and then have lab skills, which is very miniature scale lab setup to test drugs on those specific organs that are developed using stem cells. Then the same can be used also in art and jewelry. A lot of fashion industries using 3D printing to come up with uh, new fashion trends. So this technology can really help once you start learning this technology and utilizing it in your day-to-day academic research, or also in day-to-day life. It can really improve the quality of life of a lot of people, both in terms of health as well as other functionalities. So coming to healthcare, as Dr. Prakash sir was saying, we have a lot of applications. Some of them are prosthetics, the main breakthrough or that can happen with 3D printing is not everyone's physical structure is same. So we can really scan a patient's hand or leg and then 3D print the prosthetics depending on the shape of the hand or leg, which can be very useful to have better fit and improve the functionality of the prosthetic, thereby increasing the recovery time. We also have implants that are being 3D printed depending on the scans of the patients. Again, if we come to the anatomical models that are used for surgery, we can have the scans, then 3D print the organs such as heart or brain, where we can pre-plan the surgery procedures so that we don't the doctors don't make any mistakes on the go. Then there are dental applications where crowns and orthodontic devices are 3D printed using metal and ceramics like zirconium uh, and titanium. Biomaterials are used to print organs that are being uh, implanted into the human body, especially also for diagnostics. A lot of implants are being devised and implanted into human body so that we have uh, the information of functioning of specific organ continuously. We can also use this technology to print surgical tools. In India, where availability and supply chain of these tools are uh, can be a challenge in remote areas, we can have a 3D printer in remote hospitals where we can really print the surgical tools on go when needed to treat the patients. And also surgical guides can be used to have the implants in the place. In the pharmaceutical industry, or as Dr. Prakash sir was saying, there is a lot of potential for 3D printed pills. But another potential application can be improving drug delivery techniques. Like we can have, instead of a single syringe, we can have multiple syringe micropatches that can be used for painless drug delivery, and this can be achieved using 3D printing techniques. The one thing I want to add, which has not been extensively discussed, which can really impact Indian academia as well as research, is the technology called lab on chip, where multiple functionalities of laboratory can be brought down into a small chip, and then a specific drug can be tested, or uh, the 3D printed human tissues that are, if you can see, there is heart cells being tested on a chip. So we can use it for testing these my organs that are being developed using stem cells on these things, and 3D printing can enhance uh, the development of these lab on chip devices. So basically, these lab on chip devices can be a breakthrough where infrastructure availability is very limited in India, in a lot of remote colleges, and it can really help students as well as new researchers uh, to continue with their experiments and other other drug testing things on the go. As we can see, there are some challenges coming to these 3D printing technologies when it is applied to healthcare. There are regulatory compliance. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of distinguished people here who are from the regulatory bodies who can really look into it and streamline the processes so that 3D printing can be really applied to enhance the health of the masses. There are some material constraints because all the materials are not biocompatible, and they can have some side effects over the long term, which can also be seen in implants. Quality control can be a problem, like all manufacturing process. So we have to come up with standards in the production procedures when we want to mass produce these things. IP protection intellectual property protection can be actually a really big challenge because the technology, 3D printing technology is really a big breakthrough, but things that have been done and which have been patented can be easily replicated, and it can be an issue in terms of intellectual property protection. Training, and enough resources must be given to train students as well as researchers in all areas so that the 3D printing can be used to help the research as well as the patients, and it can reach the masses to enhance their lives. And then we have the ethical and legal consequences. So as we can see, the technology itself can be a really big thing in the coming days and enhance the healthcare of masses in India. So we have to put together a proper regulatory board as well as streamline all the processes so that we can also set the standards so that we can use these technologies for the betterment of the people as well as the industry. Thank you. And if you have any questions, you can contact President Mr. Koteshwara sir, and he'll get back to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pranath. And here 2 questions I have received. Either Dr. Prakash or Dr. Pranath may answer. Number 1 question is from Dr. Mahalakshmi, Drug Control Officer from Kerala. What is the compatibility of polymers used in 3D printing with body?
Yeah. So whatever the polymers and excipients that are used presently.
Sound, please. Sound, please.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Madam, I would like to say that presently pharmaceutical industry is using lot of materials that are approved by the FDA. The same materials will be used for 3D printing. And of course, there are, as research goes on, new materials may come into the market, but after approval of 3D FDA authorities only, we can go for commercial 3D printing of anything. So regarding biocompatibility studies, we have certain challenges like, for example, conventionally manufactured tablet and 3D printed tablet might have certain variations in the BAB studies that has to be evaluated if it is a commercial purposes. But for pharmaceutical compounding purposes, regulatory authorities can give a better answer.
Thank you, sir. And one more question from Mr. Ankit. Can we design novel drug delivery by 3D printing technology?
Yes, it is possible. You have seen the capabilities of the machine, the technology we used. Actually, there are 8 basic technologies that are officially recognized. That is laser based and inkjet based and resin based, powder based, and semi-solid extrusion based. So it all depends on the what technique you use. I'll give you an example why technology is limited. For example, there is a technological fused deposition modeling. It's a basic technology. If you get it in the internet, you will get the same machine that is available from 12,000 onwards, the printer. So that is very good machine. But the main challenge is you cannot incorporate more than 10%, 10 to 15% of the medication into the formulation. So first you have to make a filament, then that filament has to be printed. So which is a long and sometimes it's an impossible task. But using other technologies like powder bed inkjet technology, semi-solid extrusion technology, laser based technology, we can incorporate up to 99% of the medication. Only 1% excipient.
Thank you. Thank you.
Advantage.
Administrator, please accept Dr. Amal Kumar. Dr. Amal Kumar, DA. Dr. Amal Kumar ji, you are here. Thank you. And
Good.
soliciting some question on the subject.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a wonderful presentation, and we get the new informating things. I was in the whole presentation. I was bothering about the concerning what will be the criteria for the stability testing on this.
Yes. Can I answer, sir?
Yeah. Sir.
Yes, sir. The first point I would like to say is 3D printing is not the alternative technology for the existing techniques.
Yes.
So conventional techniques. So, but it is very much useful for certain applications which are already mentioned in my presentation. Coming to your point that
Stability.
any manufacturer who
Yes.
is going for a routine or prescribed regulatory guidelines, he has to follow and adhere to those guidelines. Similar things has to be followed by thing, and there are some guidelines that are mentioned in the US FDA websites, and wherein they allowed for certain waivers for BAB studies, and as well as friability test is not friability, hardness test is void. You need not use hardness tester, testing of a tablet, and remaining all testing is the same for the conventional manufacturing formulations.
My
Conventionally
question
manufactured.
is related to the stability of the product. It's a very important for the BAB because we have to get to the 3 point data for that. It's the 0, 3, 6 month study. So how the 3D printing will be in future will we get the confirmation of the stability of the product.
I did not get exact point because as per my understanding is the the conventional manufacturing the outcome I am telling you, the outcome of the conventional manufacturing 3D manufacturing is the same. That is the efficacy and the safety, right? And
Yes.
stability of the physical and chemical stability of the formulations. So
Yes.
all these parameters are to be adhered, if whether it is manufactured using 3D printing or conventional manufacturing. That is my understanding, sir. And there are certain cases where, for example, clinical trials. There is a challenge that for clinical trials, shall we use a at most economical 3D printing technology or the conventional most expensive technology? Because presently, FDA regulatory authorities or CDSCO is allowing only regular formulation technologies only to deliver dosage forms for the clinical trials. So
Yes.
it is still under a discussion, sir. It is not yet confined. Means framed. Rules are not framed yet.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
There
And
is one chapter, sir, for your kind information. There is one chapter written by Dr. Ramkishan, sir, in that textbook I mentioned. He gave some details about the regulatory aspects of 3D printing
Yes,
formulations,
sir.
3D printed formulations.
Can you share this PDF copy of those chapters so we can study on this?
Uh, I cannot share, but I'll tell sir to give his ID so you can view, sir. That
Okay.
I will share you, sir. I will share you personally. That one ID will be there. You have to log in that ID and you can read it.
I'll send you, sir. I will send you, sir.
Thank you so much.
And admin, please take Rakesh Dahiya into the field. Mr. Rakesh Dahiya. Mr. Rakesh Dahiya is the organizing secretary of Drug Control Officers India Welfare Association. Dahiya ji.
He has been made co-host.
Mr. Rakesh Dahiya. Okay, over to Mr. Lalit Goyal ji. He is the Vice President of Drug Control Officers India Welfare Association. Mr. Lalit Goyal ji. Lalit K. Goyal. Admin. Mr. Lalit ji.
He has been made co-host.
Okay. Thank you very much. And now the time is 12:15 India and midnight 12:45 in USA. And before ending this session, and before I request Dr. Dinesh Bhusani to present his thanks, I would like to announce our next webinar, because this webinar series is every fortnight, and this is the first webinar, and the second webinar will be this month ending last Sunday. The subject will be rare diseases and regulatory aspects by Dr. Ramaya Mutyala. He is from University of Minnesota. It will be last Sunday. The details will be posted later. And over to Mr. Dinesh Kumar Bhusani to present vote of thanks.
Good morning to all of you, sir. As the saying goes, if we do what we have been doing, we'll get what we have been getting. And in order to get something different, we need to do something different. This webinar actually has helped us enrich our knowledge and update our knowledge and become more competent. Before going further, I just wanted to give you with an example where there was a professor who called up to a psychiatrist and told that he wanted to commit suicide. The psychiatrist asked the professor, "Professor, why?" The professor said, "See, recently I got retired after 30 years of service in the university. On the day of my retirement, nobody ever felt bad." Then the psychiatrist asked the professor, "Professor, really think over, have you really taught for 30 years or have you taught the same year 30 times?" So in the same way, we also need to understand, have we lived for 10,000 days or have we lived the same day 10,000 times? So I would like to, mention Dr. Prakash Katakam sir and Dr. Pranath Kumar Gauri Shetty. Sir, these sessions of both of you are highly informative, extremely enriching, and greatly enlightening, because the existing stock of knowledge was not enough for us to be extremely competent in this world. So this addition has made us more competent, and the presentation was excellent because you used illustrative methods with a lot of examples, and the real-time videos and application part helped us to understand the things easily, and these presentations were acceptable, easily digestible, and assimilable also. Sir, we will continue this spirit to learn more and expect more from Drug Control Officers India Welfare Association. And sir, both of you, from the bottom of our heart, we thank you and express our gratitude. And we also would like to thank Dr. Koteshwara sir for taking his time and effort and encouraging all of us for these sessions. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Rakesh Dahiya ji on the line.
Ji, sir.
Dahiya ji is our
Ji, sir.
organizing secretary at national level, and we need some comments, sir.
Sir, actually, I have not attended the fully that webinar. I am in a function actually in Karnal, me and Goel Saab, but it was a nice webinar or nice inputs from the speaker. And I would like to, this should be continued. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you,
it
sir.
will be available in YouTube too. And we
Right, sir.
will be keep it in the website also. And over to Mr. Parmanand Verma to play the national anthem, please. Dr. Parmanand Verma. Sorry, Dr. Krishna Kumar. Dr. Krishna Kumar.
Yes, sir. I'm on the line. Just a second, sir.
Dr. Pranath, can you play?
Yeah. Just give me a minute, sir.
I'm playing from my side. Is it audible, right?
No. Krishna, you stop and Sanath will play.
I think.
Sanath, you please proceed for national anthem.
Yeah, just a minute.
Can I play, sir? It is ready.
Please, please.
शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Jai Hind. Thank you. Thank you to all.
Can we exit, sir?